let's move on to our next category, which is going to be historical.
You may notice that there is a trend going on here. Not only am I going to stick with my theming of British rifles, I'm going to stick with my machine gun theming and say a Lewis machine gun. But the caveat is I'd want the drum to spin as you fire as well.
Oh, yes.
I think that's the key feature of the Lewis.
That is really cool. Because Lewis has had quite a weird... They were used a lot later than people think they were in a variety of conflicts as well.
Well, they were definitely in Second World War.
Yeah, you could do a banging home guard impression as well.
Oh, yeah. You could do Peaky Blinders with it as well.
So the Lewis is really interesting. Obviously, with the drum mag on, as you say, the drum mag, the pan mag on top, which goes around. Yeah. It's considered to be probably the finest light machine gun, certainly the First World War and a lot of the 20s and 30s as well.
Yeah. Someone's been watching Project Lightning.
Not people have. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
but it was immediately obvious as well what was going to happen.
You watch it, you're like, yeah, well, clearly.
Well, there was all the comments about something that should probably come up later, which is when are you going to do the World War II version, and why is it the Bren? So it was like,
well, yeah, like I think well, people could argue about the MG 42.
It's not like machine gun though.
It's not like machine gun, is it?
We'll have that another day. Okay, so why the Lewis, Ben? Why would you like to see a Lewis?
I just think they look really cool, to be honest. And I'd like to see some more historical firearms come up, because the thing is, a Lewis gun isn't too absurd because it could still be a skirmishable gun.
Yeah.
It's not like you're saying, I want a Martini Henry where I'm going to have to carry some way of loading a round in each time I want to fire or something like that. And it's not like saying I want a Maxim gun where I'm going to have to set it up on a tripod. Yeah, it was the Maxim with the crank handle to fire every shot.
Gatling,
that's it, yeah. So it's not like it's too impractical, because a Lewis gun could be carried and shouldered and used almost in a heavy assault rifle kind of way for a standard skirmish. Like, it's just obviously there isn't any kind of design out there at the moment that's fairly close. I think I have seen one guy who took, funny enough, just an AR lower and turned it into a Lewis gun and put matched it up with a P90 hop unit, and then managed to figure out.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and then the timing spring that was just attached to a mag and put into the receiver into the mag. Actually,
but it works.
Yeah, but I would love for someone to just, one of the companies that is just there because they're having fun, kind of like Beaver Arms, I guess. Is
it Northeast? Do a load of absolutely random.
Yeah, well, Northeast only really do Stens at the moment.
Yeah,
their
Stens are lovely, but the one I had, the gas mags just didn't work. But
I think they've managed to fix that slightly.
I hope so. They were probably better made than the originals, which made me laugh.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure there must be a company out there that would kind of consider doing a Lewis. I mean, it's probably going to be a massive loss leader, but it would be so cool to see, especially if they got the pan to spin around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would need to.
Should be fairly easy to do though, to be fair, especially if it's GBB, because you could have something attached to the bolt as it comes back that would spin.
You'd probably go HPA again with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you go HPA, or I guess if you could somehow fit the TM recoil gearbox into it from the Mark 46, that coming back action could be used to index it.
Well, because that action is used to. Well, they use it. They have the shaker on the bullets.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you can't.
Which is linear doing that.
Yeah, so it's easy enough to change.
It up, and then it would index across. That.
Oh yes.
I think it'd be really cool.
Hugely practical.
I would go to a home guard loadout though, and this probably actually suits me better than anything else. I don't look. You know, I've got a full British SF loadout, and I really don't look like an SAS soldier. Let's be quite honest. I think my recent signals and intelligence loadouts are much more sensible these days. I might even go for cook or catering. Crew is probably the way forward for me. So I know there has been attempts at this before. I would really like an Enfield number 4. A proper skirmishable Enfield number 4. So probably Springer. You could do a gas one, but I would like not just the number 4. I would like them to set it up so I can have a number 5 jungle carbine. I can have the sniper variant. We can have all of those things.
Yeah, because you can buy the kit where you drop basically VSR internals in the top of it, can't you? And that's about the best we've got at the minute. They look good, but they're VSR.
Yeah, and they just don't look. The stock looks all right, but they just don't look right. And it's
it's like the RWA/Viva Arms Lee-Enfield number 4 that came out. It looked wrong and didn't work.
Yeah,
they're close, but no cigar.
I think the problem with the Red Wolf one is it worked in their temperatures when it came over to anywhere else's.
Yeah, it was not.
It was almost too well made, and then when the tolerance stack changed, it didn't work.
But also they just didn't do their research in terms of stock colouring, so they went for like a really dark stained wood when it was never a dark stained wood.
And the butt plate was wrong. Well, what they did is they looked at DX.
Okay.
I think they looked at DX and they looked at a really weird DX, not a common one. So the butt plate's not the butt plate's really rare on their one, stuff like that. So they I think they took an individual rifle and didn't take them as a larger group and actually looked at what they really were.
So I'm holding out hope at the moment for G&G to eventually release their LE4, which they've been teasing for years. And they said they were going to release it last year, but then they diverted their research efforts into what the rifles that we all really wanted, which were 9mm versions of other rifles that shouldn't exist. But it's made them a butt ton of money. The ARC9s and the RK9s or whatever they're calling them, and then their new one. Yeah, but hopefully they're going to get back on doing the proper stuff and make us a good LE4. And everyone's saying it's going to be crap gas, but it's a stripper clip load, so I don't care. If it only does 30 meters, I will use it with a bayonet on it, and I'll be loading those stripper clips in.
I think sometimes people get a bit too the kind of people that are going to buy this. I would be happy if it's just a skirmishable rifle. If it can do 50 meters, fine, great, happy. I'll just run around with it and have a good time, because it'll be a bit of a challenge to run a low power. I've done it before at skirmishes. I've run completely stock VSR 10s and bar 10s and had a really good day actually, because you can shoot through cracks and stuff like that. And it's a bit of a challenge. So it doesn't bother me. And then actually the higher power stuff can be left for your snipers and support weapons and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would like it as a system. I would like, the ability to have an L42, to have a number 5, have.
I'd love an L42.
Yeah.
Depending on the age bracket of war that you're fighting in. You mean so you can swap it out depending on what you're doing?
Well, an L42 you can run in up to Gulf War 1 in Falklands.
I'm going to think right out of the box here and stay British. A Mark II Bren.
Yep, so there I believe there isn't a Bren at all.
No, there's the CZ something or other that's close.
26, which is
the precursor, the
Czech original.
Yeah, but nobody's actually made an actual Bren. I want one with the proper wood, proper metal, I want it the correct weight just because, and I want it to be able to accept a pan mag, but I'm not fussed about that particularly. It's just the big mag in the top. I want one.
It wouldn't take much work at all. In fact, you just change the flash iron and the mag really, and you got an L4 LMG.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, another gun which served for 50, 60 years.
We've gone very, very British, haven't we?
Well, of course we are. It's very British centric.
Yeah. No, I don't know what you're on about. I'm not a big fan of British firearms.
I can't tell that at all. Ben.
Having played with the actual DIAC Bren, I want one. I just need one in my life.
Again,
Plus,
I'd be very interested in the.
I run, DPM, and I have L85s and things like that. So having that in the arsenal to go, yeah, okay, I'll bring that out with me.
I've been umming and ahhing about trying to make an L4 out of the ZB26. And
they're quite hard to find as well, aren't they now?
There's a couple in stock actually.
Is it really?
It's got a tab open already. Look.
I have that tab.
Do it.
Oh, they're so expensive.
Yeah, but they're not cheap.
How much are they out of interest?
They're like 500 quid for the pound. Let's see if I can actually find one in stock.
So cheap, Ben. It's just so cheap. Just press the boot on.
It's so cheap, isn't it? Yeah.
Just
BB guns for less. Yes.
From BB guns for less, no less. Wow.
BB guns for less, $369.99, and it's out of stock. Funny that. Yes, I will be keeping a casual eye out on on forums to see if I can get hold of one. I know my mate actually got one. He got it at a boot sale a couple of years ago, like 300 quid, and has kind of Brenified it. In fact, there's a photo of him using his not a Bren and me using my not an SLR next to each other. And it was just after Siege of Jallotsville came out, so we were like, yeah, we're doing this.
It would be nice to have the quick release barrel as well.
Yeah, the A&K one, the ZB26 one, does actually. You just can pop the barrel out.
Yeah. Basically, I want as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
So again, I know I mentioned them earlier. Viva Armed have on their page and have had for several years, coming soon tab.
Doesn't it?
With an X. Yeah, SKS.
It's all lies.
Bren, a Maxim, and a Lee-Enfield
SKS.
number 5.
No, I might save the SKS for later.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I think a Bren would be. I think a Bren stroke L4 for me would be. Yeah, brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Aren't there already Brens available? Just not the right type of Bren.
Yeah, there's a BR available, but there's not an N.
Yeah.